What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Raider Nation out there coming back with a new video. Today we'll be looking at the end of the season, regular season stats. Basically recapping how certain players did, what certain players did wrong, how they can improve, basically etc. What they can look on for next year. Some teams that maybe are a little underappreciated that need more respect. But anyways, let's get into this. Now, starting off, passing yards, Tua led the league in passing this year, which I found really shocking considering since how many injuries he had in 2022 with all concussions. I thought his career was over at that point. But I mean, hey, the Dolphins got to the playoffs, and best part is they're healthy. And Tua led the league in passing because he actually had an offense around weapons. And it's amazing what happens when you have an offense that has their starting quarterback in. Jared Goff this year, though. Impressive season, not gonna lie. There's some questions going in there. I had some questions about the team with the receiver core, tight end development, because tight end was a rookie. But I guess I'm not to answer those questions anymore, because those questions are already going to answer. I mean, Lions already won the division and they're in the playoffs, and guess that's a done deal. So now Dak Prescott. I mean, give me a minute. Won't get going off. Anyways, but Dak Prescott, he had a really solid year. Um, other than a couple interceptions here and there, which were really costly in some of the games, but I mean that Buffalo game, he couldn't do nothing. That Buffalo game was bad. Josh Allen, though, what a bad year in case of turnovers. I mean, that is the worst. This is the worst season I think I've throw interceptions in his career. Actually, that was just terrible. He threw more picks. I've never seen that happen. Brock Purdy still doing Brock Purdy things from last year, so that's a sign. Patrick Mahomes, though, I feel bad for him. I mean, I like the Chiefs, but I feel bad for him just because he had literally no receivers this year, and his receivers kept dropping the ball all the time. So, I mean, he had only his tight end Travis Kelce was catching everything. So, and you can't rely on your tight end the whole time either. So, Jordan Love, though, let me speak out about something. Jordan Love, I want to give impressive shout outs to this guy. This guy still on the bench for what, 2 years, at the end of 2022, and then this year he's a first-time starter, and he led the Packers back to the playoffs. There's many questions as to where if Green Bay was going to go with a new quarterback, if Green Bay was going to sign another quarterback in the offseason. Now all those questions have been answered. Jordan Love is the future of the Green Bay Packers. C.J. Stroud, in my opinion, should be Rookie of the Year. Because C.J. Stroud led the Texans. Okay, let me just give you some basic information on the Texans. Texans were the number 2 overall pick last year. They were terrible last year. Turned it around this year. Now the Texans win the AFC South and are back in the playoffs. It's crazy when you have the quarterback of the future and you know who you can be successful around. It's crazy how well your team turned around like that. It's so crazy. Baker Mayfield, he did pretty exceptional this year. Mike Evans, his go-to target this year, he did pretty good. Baker Mayfield, I hate to see Buccaneers not sign Baker Mayfield to a longer-term deal. But then again, that's just me. But I mean, the Buccaneers gotta do what they gotta do. Trevor Lawrence, what the hell happened to you this year? Last year you were phenomenal. Second year comeback, oh man, face to the NFL for the Jaguars. And now all of a sudden the Jaguars lose his last 5 out of 6 after what, they were 8 and something, 8 and 3, I can't remember, but man, this was a tough year for Jacksonville, tough end of the year, I'm not gonna lie. Now, Matt Stafford, on the other hand, yes, his numbers weren't eye-popping this year, But the Rams are back in the playoffs. Matt Stafford was healthy. So, I mean, there's something to build off of the Rams. Now, whether or not if he retires after the year or what is going to be another situation, but who knows? Sam Howell, I don't know too much about this guy. All I know is, golly. Um, there's not much to touch on this guy. This guy's bad. 21 picks. He, that's Jameis Winston numbers. That's 2019 Jameis Winston. 21-20. What the hell? Derek Carr. Whoa. Derek Carr 25-8. He had a pretty good year. Saints. I mean, coaching offensive coordinator wise could be a change though from what I've seen from the last game, but other than that, Saints perfectly fine. Derek Carr did perfectly good. Jalen Hurts was an off year for him, considering since he was a front runner for MVP last year, so this was an off year for him with 15 picks, which is very odd. Lamar Jackson was okay, this is my defense about Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson should be most valuable MVP this year. That's just my case though. I mean, seeing what Lamar Jackson did this year when healthy just proves that. Now, okay, don't bite my head off on this, Ravens fans. I'm sorry, Ravens fans. Don't bite my head off on this, but I think your team's a regular season team and not they choke during the playoffs. That's what I think. They choke like they're a regular season team. They're not. I don't know how to say this, but they do good during the regular season and then completely forget how to play in the playoffs. It's so weird. Like it just proved that 2019 when they had their number one seed in 2019. They were in the same position then, and they choked in the divisional round of Tennessee. But let's see if this is a different outcome this year. So we can only hope. Geno Smith, who was coming off an exceptional year in 2022, still did pretty good for Geno. I mean, he was actually turning his back on during I think it was like after Russell Wilson got traded. People were like, "Oh, this ain't gonna be a good quarterback," and then he proved them all wrong, and just he proved that I was wrong. Gardner Minshew, he he wasn't really talked about too much because Anthony Richard got that starting role, but Anthony Richard got hurt earlier in the year, so Gardner Minshew kind of had to fill in for him. Gardner Minshew had a decent year, nothing too eye popping there. Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert. Herbert, see, this one I have to put on Brandon Staley for because Brandon Staley just is a terrible head coach. That's exactly why they fired him. But God, if Justin Herbert can have an actual head coach that can trust him a lot more, I think Justin Herbert can have better numbers than what it shows. Russell Wilson, I don't know, that Broncos team had a very odd year. This Broncos team, they went off 1-5, and then got that win in Kansas City, won the next 5 games, lost again, won again, and then lost again, and then Russell Wilson gets benched in place of Jared Stidham. It was a very odd year for them, but with all that being said, Russell Wilson will probably be with another team next year. Who knows? Who knows the situation in Denver right now? But now, let's touch base on the Panthers here. Bryce Young, who is a rookie, I get it. He's a rookie, yes. That Panthers team was not very good this year. They had the worst point differential in all the NFL. The worst. They were worse than the Chargers. And that's weird saying that. They were worse than the damn Chargers. Honestly. And they were selling ticket prices for 45 cents during the games. That's bad. That just shows you your team's not good. Desmond Ridder, another quarterback who I don't see being with the Falcons next year. Desmond Ridder ain't really. I mean, maybe it's a coaching issue. Maybe it was Arthur Smith. Who knows? Maybe he turns around next season. But we'll figure that out next season, off season when coaching starts. Justin Fields. He's not much of a. He's a combination of running and throwing quarterback. He's like one of more of those type 2 quarterbacks, like in baseball where you have a two-way player. There's a two-way quarterback there. He didn't have really eye-popping numbers, but then again, he can run the ball too. So I mean, Joshua Dobbs though, I mean, he did pretty solid with Arizona in the year. Had one good game with the Vikings. He was getting hyped up, which I thought was they should never did that, and just never saw him the rest of the year. Kirk Cousins, he was having a really good year until he tore his Achilles. Again, that sucks because, again, it is the NFL. Injuries are going to happen, and it does suck, but at the end of the day, next man up. Joe Burrow, who did not have a great year either, which was kind of surprising, but, again, he broke his wrist, so, again, there's going to be multiple changes need to be fixed to some of these teams, like the Bears, the Falcons, and the Panthers, and maybe the Broncos, and definitely the Chargers. But I do think these fixes are worth it, but, you know, we'll get back to that. Zach Wilson, who, I don't know, Zach Wilson. He's not very reliable, really. And then all these are just, rest of these quarterbacks who were. Oh, let's get on to something. Joe Flacco, man. Yes, regardless of the 8 interceptions, this man was sitting on the couch for who knows how long waiting for a call. Cleveland Browns call me and leads them to the playoffs. That's crazy. Other than that, not too much left. Anthony Richardson had a pretty solid season, or what did. Yeah, other than that, there's not too much to touch base on here. I don't know who any of these guys. Oh, these are receivers. That's why. Yeah, there's not too much to really touch page on though. All right, so let's see here. If I had to choose, okay, so if I had to choose, if I had to choose 3 good quarterbacks this year who I did think really well, it would be hold on, I gotta find them. Lamar Jackson, which would be my number 1. Number 2 would obviously have to be Jared Goff, because Jared Goff did pretty amazing this year. And my number 3 had to have been Brock Purdy. Oh, it'd be Brock Purdy or Jordan Love for my number 3. That'd be a hard one right there. There are so many quarterbacks that did so well this year. I'm not gonna lie. This was a great year for quarterbacks. But, again, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, or Jordan Love. Between Brock Purdy and Jordan Love, they did pretty good this year, leading their teams to the playoffs. You know, Brock Purdy led his team to the number 1 seed. Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft, leads his team to the number 1 seed. It's crazy how the NFL works nowadays. But those are my top 3 quarterbacks of the 2023 season. Other quarterbacks, they did pretty well, but it just, I don't know, it's just something to do with, like, clutch, like, how do I say it? Clutch 2-minute drills and not turning the ball over so much in crucial situations. That's why, like, yes, I know I didn't choose Tua, but after watching that game last time when he turned the ball over with like a minute 47 left to go, when he had a chance to tie up the game, just proves that yes, Tua is still learning, but he's gonna get better eventually. Those are learning curves. He's only in his 3rd season, so he hasn't really played a full season either. So, but I mean, hey. Quarterback play this year is really well. CJ Stroud, my opinion, should be Rookie of the Year, but we'll let the NFL decide that. But other than that, that's the passing stats this year for the NFL. Next time we'll go on to rushing stats. You know, same old. Other than that, thank you all for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe down below. And other than that, it's your boy Raider Nation 3, and I'm out. Peace.